Welcome guys to Extra Shot. Welcome to the Extra Shot video, and the video that's going to dive a little bit deeper into your bitter espresso. So let's get it done now. What I said in my main video over on YouTube was that I was running that last double espresso a little bit short. So what we're going to do is grind a little bit longer, and we're going to get the 18 grams on the scales, and we're going to run that shot, and we're going to see whether we can really tighten that sweet spot in, really dial that in better using a medium roast. So don't forget that this is a medium roast. These beans are probably a week old, even though I poured them in, and you would have seen on that little intro that I did just then, me pouring some beans while I opened those last week. So you know, they're not brand new fresh beans straight out the bag, you know, only a few days after roasting or anything like that. They have had a little bit of time, so they've lost a little bit of CO2, but they're still good and I still use them. I'm not going to throw them away because the taste difference is not going to be huge for me at this moment in time, and I don't want to waste my beans. Beans are not the cheapest thing in the world to buy, and unless you're an absolute connoisseur, in which case you would not be watching my channel, you'd be watching one of the other big guys who get right deep down, dig deep down into astringency, and we're not doing that today. We're just looking at, you know, how to set up your home setup. For anyone who wants to exchange the £5 coffee that they spend every day to making a coffee at home and making it taste just as good. Common mistakes. What would common mistakes be? Well, I suppose not weighing your group handle in the first place is something that I do too many times to count. In fact, some of my videos will show I start to run the process and then I go, whoa, stop, and then I have to start again. So weigh your group handle. Some people will tell you that you don't need to weigh it when you're a newbie, but I don't see how. If you're trying to follow that 1:2 ratio, you want a really good double espresso, then you want to get into the really good habit of making sure you've got 18 grams dose and 36 grams yield. I don't see how you'd manage to do that and get a great flavor if you're not weighing it. So I'm not telling you disregard what anybody else is saying. I'm just saying that this is the way that I do it. If you find it easiest to do a different way, then absolutely fine, as long as you're getting that flavor in your double espresso that you love and your coffee is a passion for you. Yeah, that's why you invested £500, £600, £700, maybe £1,000 in coffee equipment. But you know, at the end of the day, this is the way I do it. This is my guide, and I'm going to weigh the group handle now, contrary to other people's belief. If I've got it switched on, there we go. Zero that down. We'll put it on the grinder, but first of all, we're just going to adjust. We were 17.7. I want 18 grams. So you'll only do 0.2, so I'm going to do maybe 0.4. If I do 0.4, it might throw me slightly over. If it throws me slightly over, then, you know, as long as it's within maybe 18.2, 18 grams, absolutely fine. Let's knock it on. And we will see straight away if there is too much grind in that basket. No, it's looking good. If I can take it and carry it and put it on my scales without spilling it all over the worktop, then we know that we're in a good place. So that is 19.1. Let's go back down. Let's stop and start again. Grinding away. 18.2. That was my prediction. Let's get this tamped and get it extracted as soon as possible. Okay, let me get my board. The reason I use this board is that I don't want to damage the work surface when I push some weight on that tamp. And I find it contains the mess a little bit. Always a little bit of mess. Beautiful. Get the machine going, group handle on, scales on, espresso cup on. There we go, we zeroed that down. I'm going to move that out of the way. As always, program function, that's what I use. And then double shot and timer at the same time. If you've got one of these that gives you a timer anyway. If not, maybe hit it up on your phone. We'll be able to see as well straight away, so we're watching the flow, good flow, we're watching the timer, and we're watching the grams at the same time. When we get to 32 grams, I'm going to knock it off. So I'm going to be really watching this time. There we go. So that's giving me 37. So maybe I should have knocked off at 31. And 29 seconds. So still within the timing. Looking good too. Looking really good. Let's see if I can bring that over and show you in more detail. Let's bring that over. Yeah, look at that crema. Just swirl it round, you can see it sticking to the side. Nice crema, nice hot espresso. Perfect. Can we tilt it and show you? There we go. Anyway, that's as good as we can get. Let's give it a taste. Again, right in the sweet spot, and that's amazing. I absolutely love that. I could put that in a proper espresso cup, get a nice glass of water or some sparkling water. I was going to say fizzy water, not very well cultured obviously. Some nice sparkling water sitting outside in the garden in the sunshine would be absolutely perfect. Although it's a bit windy and cloudy today, but you know, this is British summertime. All those flavors are coming through. That bitter one that I did on the original video early on, where I set the grinder up to do a bitter shot, I carried that flavor for a while in my mouth, and it wasn't pleasant, I can tell you, but that is an absolute dream. And you know, I would use that in a cafe latte. You could use it in flat white if you dropped it straight into the cup. You could do latte art with that because there's a nice lot of crema on the top. So that would float very nicely and mix very nicely with the milk foam. Absolutely perfect. Very happy. So one of the key takeaways would be 100% if you're new to it, record what you've done, how you did it, so that you can look back next time and see what it is that you did, what the results were. And definitely, you know, you find that sweet spot like we did in the original video, and we knew that the ratios were slightly off. So a small adjustment. So you make a small adjustment on your grinder, you make a small adjustment maybe in your timing, you're getting your timings right, you're getting your grams right, you're getting that 1:2 ratio double espresso nailed down through tiny adjustments, so that if it went wrong in any way, you can refer back to what you originally did and then just adjust again. But don't forget that if you went out and you ran out of beans, say the beans that you had in your hopper were, you know, a couple of weeks old, and you run out, so you run down and get, or order online and get some new beans. You come back, fill your hopper again. That change in the age of the bean is going to have an impact on your grind time, your grind size, in order to create that 1 to 2 espresso. So that's why it's really important to remember or to record what happened, how old the beans were. So I opened a new packet of beans and I needed to adjust the grind time. So it might be that those new beans are no good on a grind size 4, you need to be a 5, maybe you need to be a 6, maybe your 12.2 seconds runtime is not enough, or it's too much and you need to go down to 11.4. If you record all these things, it's going to make it a lot easier for you until you get to a point where it's all natural. So don't expect that to happen overnight, it never does, but having a record really gives you that chance to reflect back and see what happened last time, what can I do better this time. Something I wish somebody had told me when I first started making coffee, kind of 9 years ago, maybe 10 years ago now. And that was, don't be afraid to make bad coffee. Be afraid not to learn to change it, but don't be afraid to make bad coffee, because every single coffee that you make badly comes a learning curve of how to fix it. And, it's part of the process. Nobody can switch that machine on for the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, and make a perfect coffee. If it was that easy, everyone would be doing it, and it's not that easy. It takes a bit of knowledge, a bit of understanding, a bit of learning, and I wish somebody had explained that to me. I really do, because my coffee learning journey would have been a lot easier. If somebody had said, you know what, you're going to do a bitter espresso, you're going to do a sour espresso, you're going to do some horrible coffee that you're going to actually give to paying customers, and they're not going to be very pleased with it. They're going to come back and tell you, that's no good, you need to make that again. And that understanding that it's not the coffee machine, it's not me, it's the grinder setup. I think that is the absolute, gist of it, is learning how to set the grinder up. Once you master the grinder, you'll master the espresso. And there are many variables to a bitter coffee, like I said before. It could be that you're grinding, your dose is too high. It could be that your dose is too fine. It could be that you're extracting for too long. And all of these things you will not know straight away unless you follow the process. And nobody explained that process to me. It was a process of learning and self-teaching and taking courses over time that led me to understand how it works. So I just hope that these videos and this little extra shot is really helping you to guide you and show you the way. And don't be upset, don't be afraid, don't be frustrated. Just pause for a moment and pull it back to that 1 to 2 ratio. When you pull it back and you follow that process, dose 18 grams. If your basket is 18 grams, if it's 17, it's 17, however it works. Dose, yield, time, taste, adjust. When you do these things, and I know I kind of bang on about it all the time, and I say this is what you need to do, but it's absolutely right. When you get it into your mind, it's absolutely the right thing to do, because then you're not taking a stab in the dark. Because if you don't use that system, you'll never get it right, because you'll always be making an adjustment, throwing it onto the machine, and then getting frustrated about the outcome. Where absolutely stop, think. Okay, so a double espresso is a 1 to 2 ratio. So how much dose? Is it running too slowly? Can I see it's running too slowly? Can I tell by the way the grams are increasing? Is it too slow? Is my machine struggling? Because that's another sign. Is the crema too dark? Is it too heavy in flavor? It's really bitter. I know it's really bitter. That means I'm over extracting. So just think about these things, take your time, make the adjustment, run it again. If it's a little bit better but not right, you know that you need to make another adjustment. Anything that you need to do, write it down, check it, do it again. Don't be afraid to make a big change on there, because you can always put it back. You might go through a few beans getting it right, but at the end of the day, you'll have a fantastic product, you'll have a method, you'll have a way to make your coffee, and you know that in what you're doing, the end result is that you don't have to go to Starbucks, you don't have to go to Costa, you don't have to go to Cafe Nero, you don't have to suffer the incredibly vile coffee that they serve in prep. You can make beautiful coffee at home for a fraction of the cost and the absolute satisfaction that you know how the process works. So yeah, please keep watching, keep enjoying, keep making amazing coffee. Enjoy the process. The process is fun, honestly, believe me, the process is fun. I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.